Hey everybody, welcome back. Checkpoint on campus, hitting you in the face as usual with all sorts of esports news at the collegiate level. And don't forget, we are the official voice of college esports. If anybody else says that, it's a lie because nobody else is doing it. We are. And to prove it to you, we're bringing in Coach E. That's right. We got Cody Elsen, the head coach of the Northwood Esports program at Northwood University. Listen, the Wolves are out. They are out, okay? Because Northwood is dominating in multiple esports. These guys have just won the NACE 2020 championships for not just Overwatch, also Rocket League. They've only dropped one match in the official CRL tourney. They're going in as one of the top seeds for the CRL playoffs, and they continue to perform well at just about every esport they're involved in. Coach E, what's in the water up there, man?
No kidding. Well, I mean, I'm just lucky that I'm at a school that really is supportive of esports and willing to invest in player development and facilities. First and foremost, that's probably like our biggest edge. But yeah, no, we definitely have a good group of, kids. And the nice thing is some of these teams that are excelling are not kids here that are on scholarship or, were recruited by me. They're just kids on campus that have developed into really good players. So that helps quite a bit.
So at this point, it's really just the culture? Like, really? Is that just what it could be at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we're still working on our culture a little bit. We've got some pretty crucial things to work on, but I think our program compared to other programs in the state and around the Midwest, we give access to our players to equipment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that doesn't necessarily mean in the facility with COVID, but we'll set them up in their dorm with a full setup so they can practice and they're used to everything. I think our biggest advantage, believe it or not, is our awesome IT team this year. We actually have about 800 down, 500 upload speed in the dorms for our esports team. They have their own gaming network.
In the dorms? Hold on, this is what? In the dorms?
Hang out over there.
Well, I mean, like it just made sense because we knew they were going to be playing a lot from the dorms. I mean, our capacity limit, so Northwood's philosophy is we're kind of just abiding by whatever the guidance is of the governor or the orders and all that stuff. We just follow those, and so we've never really had more than 10 people, including myself, in our arena at a time, even though it's 3,000 square feet. So we just knew with having almost 60 kids on the team, we were going to be playing a lot from the dorm. So we spent a good amount of budget and infrastructure this semester.
Right. And, I definitely want to talk about the NACE tournament because you guys were able to walk away of what was played over the weekend. You guys were able to walk away with literally half of the titles, 2 of the 4 championships that were given away. Talk a little bit. I want to start with Overwatch because I think Rocket League, you guys have staked your claim over the past, 2 months, between NACE and CRL as a dominant team. Some will argue the best team in the country. But with Overwatch, there were some other teams in your way for you guys to get to the level that you're at. And walking away with the NACE championship, how do you guys, you and the rest of the team feel knowing that for some people, your Overwatch team kind of came out of nowhere at the start of the semester?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes to, back to my experience in the pro scene team building. A lot of the players that we're kind of getting a bad rap. Oh, you've got 4 contenders players in your teams. Well, we actually really only had 1 contenders player that we signed, and the other ones have actually hit contenders. The 2 had just hit contenders in the last month while they're at Northwood, and the other one is just right when school's about to start hit contenders. I think it's just finding talent that's hungry. So far we've won everything that we've entered. It's with Overwatch, so NACE is important, and it was awesome to represent Northwood in that. But we're really setting our sights on TESPA playoffs here in December next. Right. That'll be a real true test for us. We haven't had a ton of prep time just because with contenders and trials, and there's a new gauntlet series that's going on right now with Overwatch. So a lot of our players are spending time with that. But the truth is, we just have 4 of the 6 players are just probably the best at their roles in Collegiate, to be honest with you. I'm excited because our roster is going to get even scarier and stronger here, and maybe in the next month or so with some new players. So I'm excited for that. That's for sure.
You guys 3-0'd Midland, obviously, and Yeah, Midland, like they showed some life in certain moments, but you were probably never worried at any point.
Midland University, how does that work? That was weird.
Right? But you mentioned prep. Did you guys like do any like serious prep during NACE? Because you didn't drop. So as opposed to like you mentioned the tournament coming up with TESPA, like what's going to be the preparation differences between those two tournaments?
Well, for NACE, we actually, I'd say about 2/3 of our matches, we actually had our JV team playing. We're actually building a second top team right now for Overwatch, a little feeder system. So like we have a couple grandmasters that are on our bench right now. We're building around, and usually we'd have two of our main guys, at least two grandmasters on the bench, and then two like platter diamonds we mixed in. The playoffs, we obviously went full roster the whole time. But the difference with TESPA is there's two teams, three now in my opinion. There's a dark horse, not really a dark horse, but Miami of Ohio is like really, really peaking, and they're really doing well. I mean, they have Fozix being in the Overwatch League now. That's a team that's going to be really good, and it's more so just like the level of teams in TESPA that are left are really close to us. Like, I mean, to be honest, it's probably a 50-50 coin flip right now if we played Maryville. Who's going to win? They're a great team, and they obviously are able to scrim a lot more than us because they're not playing in contenders or trials. But prep time, it's more so just like we go back to like we did with HughFest, which is what are we best at, even if it's not the most commonly played thing. Like, that's just the truth. It's just we just kind of play what we have to. A lot of it really centers around Dynasty and Cowman. Like we love obviously to put Dynasty on Symmetra, as you guys have seen.
Right.
As much as people think we're being toxic or cheesing, every team we played, like we'll try to run a Bastion on you.
100%. It's not cheese. The character is in the game. It's not cheese. The hero's in the game.
It's just kind of considered toxic because it's such a throw pick if you think about it. Like it's pretty easy to counter, but
if no one can stop you.
I wholly disagree with that sentiment in all of esports. That certain picks are cheese or toxic. I'm against that. A tool is a tool, and it is available to be used. But I want to very, very quickly ask Coach about Rocket League. You got playoffs for CRL coming up as well. You guys are heavily favored, even though you guys had a little stumble at the end there and didn't have the perfect season. It was you versus Akron, but you guys still are heavily favored in the playoffs. Wow. What do you guys need to tighten up on in order to walk away with that chip?
To be honest, I mean, our guys just haven't meshed well together. I mean, even though we're winning, we're not winning like we should be. I think if you put our roster against like Akron's, we're definitely across the board way more mechanically skilled than them. Our rotations, our comms aren't there yet. I mean, we lost to Akron again yesterday in play versus, and they had a sub, so we got a lot of work to do against them. To be honest with you, it's just we don't really know, and to be honest, it's not really fixable overnight. So we'll see what happens tonight in playoffs against them because, I'm assuming if things stick the way they are, we'll probably beat Stockton, whoever we play, and they'll beat, UCF or USF, whoever they play, and we'll end up playing them at 11 Eastern on stream. We're close against them. It's just, again, it's the team doesn't really have that chemistry yet. And like against any other team, we can, beat them mechanically, obviously, but Akron's a good team. Like that's a solid team. Yeah. They're not just good. They've played together for almost 3 years together. I mean, Buzz started playing with them when he was a junior in high school in a dual enrolled program. So he's just a freshman there now, but like he's been, a lot of experience with them and he's really starting to peak. And Reticence is a great player as that they have as well, very underrated. Rotations are always on point. Like our biggest issues are rotations and communication right now. Yeah. Kickoffs. We just have things that we have 3 alpha offensive players that will send and score, and that's how they've always played. And it's getting one of them to kind of take the reins off a bit, which hasn't happened yet. And we fully acknowledge it. It's a toss up for tomorrow or tonight, and it's a toss up for the national championship right now. It just depends how we play. We'll see.
So Yeah. So, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on, and again, this is one of the most successful programs of the year so far. And we want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the show. Coach Cody Elsen has joined us from Northwood University. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck with your remaining tournament.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.